Hello everyone, this is Hyperion-Blue-GT here. A brand new Gran Turismo 7 update is out now, version update 1.61. We got a very good, excellent 3 kinds of Japanese vehicle has been listed to go with the lineup. Let's have a good look, and update notice will go down the details. So 3 cars are now been sold in Brand Central, and we got a Honda M1 RS 2022 is the first one, is a good kind of a Japanese K car. The second is the Nismo R34 GTR C-Tune 2005 as well. But much more impressive and very awesome out there to have a nice good kind of professional tune car to be based off from the Nissan Skyline GTR B-Spec as an R34 model, which is well designed by Nismo. And for Nissan, a 2022 Qashqai Tekna 192WD e-Power is going to be a very good, interesting for a front-wheel drive crossover SUV. But one brand new color selection for the Lexus RCF GT3 2017, which is the GT300 spec version livery design variation, has been driven by Igor Fraka. But I'll have to take a good look and just have to get down to have one race course for Gran Turismo Soapy. But looks like High Speed Rain is here. This is going to be quite good for the new challenge for GT Soapy 2.1, which is going to be playable on the PS5 version of Gran Turismo 7. But luckily, we got some 3 events has been added up to go for Nürburgring Nordschleife Alp and Lightweight K-Cup, followed by an LCH test course for Japanese FF Challenge 450. Racer Turbo Sports Car is about to go faster up and go full stretch in Fuji International Speedway. New set of conversation with the characters appearing in the cafe when you're using each kind of specific vehicles. For the list of names like Chris to have 2 vehicles on the Lancia Delta H-Ship Integrated Rally Car 1992 as the example, followed by with a Nismo R34 GTR C-Tune 2005. But much more impressive out there to see a list of vehicles on Stella and Germany to have some specified vehicles that you might need to grab it and get down to do some conversation on details. But what's more, something else to go adding up on Nismo for Brand Central, a new channel and museum session has been added to be placed in Asia Pacific Japan. But we got some 5 vehicles for swap engine has been available when visiting to GT Auto. So first up, we got a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final Edition Group 4, second, Renault Sport Clio B6 24V 2000, third, Subaru WRX STI Isolate Man Time Attack Car 2016, and 2 for Toyota on the A6 GT Limited 2016, and the Celica GT4 Type ST205 1994. Lone Pine has been added as a feature curation in Scapes, but you guys might have to come and check it out to bring your own cars and see some various issues onto the list of the details for the update. So, no car collection, new track, and still waiting for the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. We might have to be patient soon enough. Let's go moving on to the world map and take one stop by visit in Brand Central, but it's going to be a very good interesting moment out there for this main video besides taking one stop by visit in the used car dealership and the legend car dealership. But first, let's take a good look on Nismo, and that will be quite brilliant to have a nice professional tune car on the R34 Skyline GTR. Only one car in the showroom, followed by the channel and the museum itself. But wow, this is a very good, impressive price to go by 3 million, just like the R34 Skyline to be serving as a base model in Nürburgring version. It also comes in to have a displacement in 2771cc. Drivetrain is perfect to go for the all-wheel drive layout that produces in 493 horsepower / 6,800 RPM, max torque 397.8 foot lb / 5,200 RPM. The length is 181.1 inches, width 71.3 inches, the height is 52.4 inches, the weight is 3,527 pounds, and the aspiration is turbocharger. But 3 colors available is the C-Tune Silver, Midnight Purple 3, and Millennium J. Perfect and very awesome to have a good silver on the C-Tune version, as you may ever seen this car from the Gran Turismo movie on the credits. So let's learn more of the details, and this is a very good kind of a Skyline, has been specifically to be designed by Nismo since the R33 is brilliant. Surely, you heard of Nismo, right? Nissan's legendary motorsport division. In 2004, Nismo released the R34 GTR C-Tune, the ultimate complete tuner car to mark its 20th anniversary. Since the C-Tune was based on the discontinued R34 Skyline GTR, it needed to be crafted from chosen pre-owned examples. But that didn't make any less of a Nismo. Take the engine, for example, a 2.8-liter RB26 DETT, purpose-built for Super GT. There was also the precision spot-wielding CFRP parts, retuned suspension and brakes, and newly developed aero parts. Fewer than 20 ever built, yet the C-Tune became a defining milestone in the second generation of the GTR legacy. Remarkable and beautiful to have a true GOAT icon for this Skyline in R34 platform to have a good last moment in the generation until years later. The R35 wheel might have to be added to the list later on for the next future update. It's going to be listed to go considered as a 2007 model. But perfect to have a 2005 model to have a C-Tune by Nismo, and I'll have to take it, accept it, and adding up onto the cart index for cart list number 1 in Japanese model. So hello R34 Skyline. This is very impressive and highly expensive to go highly priced in premium moments. Just want to take this one for a spin later on, and let's go to Nissan. I bet another kind of a crossover SUV to be outfitted to have a drive mode to be featured in hybrid aspiration. But I just already took a pass by, and here it is right now. The Qashqai Tekna e-Power 2022 has been listed to go by a price in 3,900 GT credits. It also comes in to have a displacement in 1,477cc. Drivetrain layout is a front-wheel drive that produces in 187 horsepower without any calling out to have a title in RPM, along with a max torque, and have an aspiration type to go in turbocharger. For the weight is 3,580 pounds. But there are some 16 color selection available if you're about to have a good pronouncing name to be shown up to have a base color and adding up with some trims. So the first one is the Arctic White, Storm White with Pearl Black, Blade Silver, Ceramic Gray, and adding up with Pearl Black as a two-tone version, Gun Metallic, Pearl Black, adding up with Gray title as well, Ink Blue, Magnetic Blue, adding up to have a Pearl Black to be seen on the rooftop, Flame Red, and for the Fuji Sunset Red, along with a Pearl Black as well. But this good kind of a crossover SUV to have a good kind of a hybrid layout, but I kind of think this magnetic blue and adding up with a Pearl Black, which is very good to be interesting. So learn more to detail, but you guys really might need to try this crossover SUV. It's very well basic, just like the Toyota C-HRS 2018. Nissan has made a significant mark of the SUV landscape with standout models like the Qashqai leading the way in Europe. Introduced in 2006, the Qashqai quickly became a household name, and now it's in the third generation since 2021. The third generation Qashqai marked a milestone by bringing Nissan's innovative e-power technology to Europe in 2022. As a series hybrid, its remarkable fuel efficiency and smooth driving experience set itself apart from other SUVs. Visually, its signature B-motion grille and coupe-like roofline provide a fine beauty rarely seen in compact crossovers. The Qashqai remains in the center of Nissan's global strategy with more than 4 million units built in the UK to date. Interesting. For this kind of a crossover SUV, it's been specifically to be designed in Europe, part of the United Kingdom. But I kind of think this is a very good impressive out there to have a Japanese spec to be well designed and quite good to see this exterior parts and the chassis. And look over here on the front grille, is becoming much more sharper to be seen in the 2020 models. But I'll have to give this one for car test number 2, and I'll have to be preferred to bring this one to the Japanese FF Challenge for 50 and outstage test course. So that's 39 collector points to be added, and make sure if you're a new Gran Turismo player, this crossover SUV is now been labeled to go driving in basic to bring this one to go in the custom race. But last but not least, I know you guys really think about a brand new K car has been arrived as well, so let's take a good look on the showroom, and here it is right now. The 2022 Honda M1 RS. A very good kind of a 4-door K car is well been designed in Tokyo to be exclusive in Japan. The displacement is 658cc. The drivetrain layout is a front-wheel drive that produces to have a 63 horsepower / 6,000 RPM, 76.9 foot lb / 2,600 RPM. The weight is 1,852 pounds, and for the aspiration is turbocharger. A very good kind of the third vehicle for the update that also brings out with some 6 color available. So first one is the Platinum White Pearl, second Meteoroid Gray Metallic, Crystal Black Pearl, Premium Yellow Pearl 2, Flame Red, and British Green Pearl. But very nice and wonderful to see this good color out there for the Honda RS is well to be labeled in M1. But instead, I really had to think about the color on Premium Yellow Pearl 2, and that should do very well to have this good example to have learn more details, and the price is 20,000 GT credits. The spirit of Honda's first K car, the 1967 N360 lives on in the modern M1. And nowhere was that more evident than in the second generation RS model from 2022. Wearing the legendary RS badge, this version came with a turbocharged engine and a 6-speed manual gearbox. A close ratio gearbox and reinforced clutch gave the RS a rugged, driver-focused character. With traits like the aggressive black trim and a purposeful stance, the N1 RS was designed to project speed and intensity. Compact and lightweight, it was a small car that punched well above its weight and surpassed expectations in every corner. I kinda like it. This good kind of a Japanese K car is well been designed and exclusively to drive anywhere on Japanese race course, and perfectly to have this good car of the moment to be racing up in a special event that prior to the 4th week of July in the weekly challenge. But I'll have to give this one a go, and car test number 3 will have to be listed and take a good moment out there to have a registered index and then stop by visit to the GT Auto. So there you go, and I kind of think about this good kind of a K car is also featured to have a 4 doors is just wonderful and reinforced it to go for speed and basic competition. With all the 3 cars has been registered to the index, then let's have a good look on wide body kit example and exterior parts before taking one stop by visit to the GT Auto. Now this is going to be very interesting to have a good look on the different set of the wide body kit for the Sieve-tuned version on the R34 Skyline GTR. But it costs 50,000 GT credits, and feast your eyes on this one is going to be quite amazing. Just look at this. This is a very good kind of a wide body version before being purchased that costs with 3 million credits. The width is now been increased into 74.5 inches, and that will have to take a comparison before installation and after fitted wide body. But man, this good kind of a wide body version is quite very amazing, and it's also to be considered as to become as a touring car version since GT5 and GT6. But not to mention, this is the only kind of a professional tune car to be featured to have a good kind of a wide body kit, just like the standard road going model onto the same R34 Skyline GTR B-Spec 2. As it gets awesome out there, viewers, the custom parts is about to go in the opposite track order to be well seen in the front, side, rear, and wing spoiler. For Type A, it also comes in to be adding up with some front splinters. We'll have to go increase with aerodynamics, and for Type B, it also brings out to have a stock version to be well based up from the original R34 Skyline GTR was also introduced in 1999. As for the side, it also comes in to have one part added and the stock one to be labeled in Type B. Both of them in each kinds of customizations may cost with 4,000 GT credits. But much more impressive to have the same option just like all the other kinds of a Skyline for the example in R34. And there's Type A, it also costs with 3,000 GT credits, and what's more than that, the Type B is going for the GT wing spoiler is well designed and outfit to be well seen to be based off from the R34 Skyline as a touring car version since GT5 and GT6. Now onto the other parts. Let's have a good look and switch it into 360 view to have a nice place in Type A, which is the badge remove, and the GTR emblem to be removed as well. So here it is. See? Just like that, and the Nissan emblem logo has been removed before installed in Type A, and the GTR emblem has been placed and installed by remove in Type B. But awesome, brilliant, and impressive to have a good look on the license plate will have to be switched up to choose on different set of style and customization. But onto the hood pin, still the same and very well to be indeed to have it exactly on the toe hook and roll cage to be adding up whenever you might need to jazz up your style. So remember folks, if you have enough currency credits to go and purchase with the same R34 Skyline GTR scene tune when visiting in Brand Central, you might have to keep race well and go to some various events like WTC 800 at Spa-Francorchamps in 24-hour layout, Le Mans in WTC 700, and Tokyo Expressway east clockwise for the WTC 600 by taking 12 laps. But keep racing. Now I'll have to keep moving on to have the next car will have to go listed in the hybrid crossover SUV in the Nissan Qashqai. It comes with a cost of wide body to be purchased in 10,000 GT credits, just like various vehicles and specific crossover SUV. But look closely, as the width has been increased into 73.1 inches and no changes on performance point. But the comparison will be explained in details before installation and after fitted wide body. But on the right, the fender itself has been going for an increase just like the standard version to go for a less amount, and I can't think about the different version to see which one is the good when using the Nissan Qashqai Tecna e-Power 2022. Then it comes in to have some different changes just like the Mazda CX-30 X Smart Edition 2021 and various crossover SUVs. But I kind of think about this different kind of a hybrid SUV crossover is quite good and drivable to have some different set to go with customization with some few parts, and the badge itself might have to be removed onto Type A and Type B. So I had to get down and take a good look on custom parts, and other various parts will be applied to go by the same method. Let's start out in the front part section to have Type A to be fitted to go with one part added in 2000 GT credits, and the side we'll have to take a good look on Type A to have one part and the badge removed and have one part to be added in Type B. Both of them may cost with 1500 GT credits if you're about to go with Type B option, and have Type A in the rear, just have some few parts and add it with a window tint to go few and enhance visual. And something else might be turns out to get a little bit more interesting to have a wing spoiler option. Both of them in Type A and B that costs us with 2000 GT credits, like this one is quite good to be in a low lip spoiler, and have the Type B option has been seen to be placed on top of the roof. But brilliant, interesting, and it also comes in to have some racing items including with the roll cage to be adding up to do some 3 types of options. Got to go in rotation view and adding up to have Type C for example when applied and fitted in the roll cage. For another kind of a crossover SUV that features to have the roll cage option to the game, and that brings out to have some other kinds of options with exception with some fender parts or using on the grilly just have to be exactly to be remain the same. Same goes for the hook pin and go with Type A and Type B, and other parts no need to use on front grilly to be fitted to be using on the current car. but the license plate has still yet to use the main option to be placed in Type A and Japan/American specific, and for Type B as European specific. With all that kinds of different customization options for the Nissan Qashqai Tekna e-Power 2022, Honda M1 2022 is next on the dirt list, and that will bring out to have one additional to be put up in wide body customization. A good way to have a wide body kit to go for a cheap price and 5,000 GT credits, viewers. Let's have a good look, and I kinda think this is going to be quite brilliant to turn itself from the standard into a swag competition K-car ready moment. The performance point decrease is about to go into by 301.80 and the weight itself to go increase by 66.6 inches. What I kinda like about this wide body kit to be outfitted and give a good jazz up to have a good element and swag. So look closely to have a comparison before installation and after fitted the wide body. But it looks different, and the same formation to go for a base model as a foundation for the M1 RS 2022 is going to be quite amazing and well outfit to see this one that prior to the weekly challenge to be racing in the first round. But perfect, impressive, and that brings out to have a different set of options. We might have to take a good look. As it gets better, this will do non-wide body specific to go on the custom parts. Just had to take a good preview, and it costs with 1500 GT credits to have the front part in Type A, followed by in size to have two options to have one part removed and have one part to be added to be placed in the bottom below in Type B. Now onto the rear, just have the same method that go adding up by remove in Type A and have one part in Type B by both of them that costs with 1000 GT credits. And for the wing spoiler, three choices of options to go for the wing width, Type A, and Type B. But impressive to have that Type B wing spoiler. But impressive to have a GT wing spoiler that adds up to be placed in Type B, and also yet well designed and give this K car for a track ready focused competition. As for the other parts, let's have a good check on three different options. First one is very more interesting to have this front grille to be fitted in Type A, followed by to have a different option in Type B, just like the standard version is going to have to do a comparison matter of a detail highlight. And what's more, to have one badge removed in Type C, just perfect, and three of them may cost with 500 GT credits is going to be turns out to have some same kind of method, just like when you're about to go customization when doing the Suzuki Carry KC 2012. But same as it goes for the license plate, different position to be placed on Type A and have the Euro spec to be front and center in Type B. But much more impressive to have the roll bar cages to be adding up on Type A to Type C if you're about to go for jazz up to be racing up on the moment to go cost with 2500 GT credits. And for the hood pin, just have to jazz up and give a Type A and Type B options. We'll go preview on the moment. But very good to have a nice hood rectangular platform to be shaped up and go curve up to have a nice kind of a rounded shaped headlights is very more interesting to have a wide body specific or non-wide body specific. So this is very more impressive to have this non-wide body specific, so this one might have to take a good install and bring out to have the second one for the same Honda M1 RS 2022 from Brand Central. But good thing I just saved one more for extra, and this is a very good additional. We'll go wide body and install for track spec competition. Then let's do this and install the wide body kit. Is going to get a little bit more modification to be outfit to have a good set on customization options. But it's going to be different, and wait until the magic is about to be appeared. But wonderful. Work complete, and it's going to be a swag competition. Awesome to see this wide body Honda M1 RS 2022 will be ready up and go enter to be in the Nürburgring National Alp and the weekly challenge later on. As you can see, folks, The different set on customization when using the wide body Honda N1 RS is going to get a little bit more change out there to be adding up on the rear and wing option. But no need to have the front and side available, which is going to be turns out to have the main method to go additional onto Type A with some badge remove, and have for Type B to go additional to be added as well. So let's skip myself and make it much more GT swag style to be quite good to be labeled and pack a punch to see this good kind of a 4-door Japanese K car. Let's skip the front grille and have this one to be labeled in Type B. Fit it and install and have the license plate have to go label up in Type A option. But I'll have to make sure to have this one to be labeled to go for a customization to have my own UDRS Inspotech livery later on. So this will have to go add up in wheel bar cage Type B, additional adding up, and have the tow hook will have to go label as well. Alright, very good. Just have to take a short moment, and then customization is I have decided to go in BBS. So let's have a RI-A for a free replacement, or a different texture had to go adding up in placement. Let's make something else and give the standard side will have to be remain on offset. So there you go. With all that, just only had to take a good preview on 3 cars with customization options, including both versions in the Honda N1 RS 2022. So let's go to the scapes, and then preparation for 3 races we have to get down underway. Let's have a good look on Lexus to have a brand new variation for the RCF GT3 2017. This is going to be very much more different to have the NS Iwata is comparison to the original kind since the previous Super GT season, which is driven by Igor Fraka. But much more comparison to have the original kind of a variation, and this one is now becoming by a brand new for the 2025 season of the Super GT. But number 4 for the additional kind of a variation, and that would be quite good, impressive, and this one is about to go for additional kind to be adding up for the car collection in the garage. But I can't wait to have this good kind of a livery design variation for the same Lexus RCF GT3 2017 if it's going to be quite possible to be racing in the WTC 800 events. But if so, this new kind of a variation is just for all Gran Turismo players, including Lexus fans like you. Okay, let's go museum tour in Nismo, and I really think about the images is going to be quite good to be off the charts. So the founding of Nismo has been established in 1984, but all kinds of images, including the cars as well. But impressive and brilliant to see this good kind of history about the cars, the drivers, and the famous livery itself. Just for only example to have the R32 Skyline GTR is a good well seen to be compete in Group A races, and an illustrious era in Group C category just like the R92 CP. But more impressive to have a good look on the Nissan 300CX has been took part in Daytona International Speedway back from 1992. But if you'd like to, this one is just much more impressive to see these good kinds of images. We'll take the museum tour in the history of Nismo. So, 3 kinds of tuning concept has been entered in the 2000 era. Just only have the 3 examples is the S-Tune, R-Tune, and the C-Tune. But you may ever remember this kind of an R34 Skyline as an R-Tune concept. Just like the previous Gran Turismo games is very more impressive, and this livery is just serving up to go for the base model on this R34 Skyline GTR B-Spec. And look over here, the C-Tune concept on the R34 as well to be seen on debut for the presentation on the image, just like for the Nissan 350C in America, or known in Japan, the Fairlane C. But I can't believe it. History for Nissan just come together and bearing out to have all kinds of different Nissan sports cars, including the new ones in the 2010 and 2020s. And here it is right now from the past since last year from 2024, the 40th anniversary parts release. As part of the celebration, a series of limited edition 40th anniversary parts were introduced. These include exhaust systems for the Skyline GTR, as well as radiators, intercoolers, and alloy wheels, all featuring the original Nismo logo. It's very special out there since last year for Nissan fans and Nismo itself. But further yet, I kind of think about this image from 2018 when Nissan and Nismo competing in Formula E. Nissan and Nismo entered full-scale competition in Formula E starting with the 2018-2019 season. It became the first Japanese manufacturer to join the all-electric single-seater race series. But I know you guys really think about race cars should be more likely to be coming to Gran Turismo 7 in future updates. But road cars maybe turns out to go additional and adding up to have the upcoming to be placed in the roster. So, I kind of think about the tour with all the images from Nismo as a museum, and I kind of think about the channel itself, we might need to take a good look. But only one video available, and it takes 2 minutes and 19 seconds to be celebrate the Nismo 40th anniversary for 4 decades, passion and performance. I'll have to take a stop by visit and have a good look on future selection scapes in the Lone Pine, rocky resemblance of California. It comes in with some 20 locations available to be located around in few other places in the state of California. So first one is going to be the Lone Pine, right next to Inyo National Forest, and few other places and such as the famous gas station in Route 395. But wow, I really do miss California the most out there, viewers, and I can't believe it. This is much more beautiful, stunning, and excellent to have a good place of the environment. So which one should I have to start out with? And it's going to be quite good to have a good placement to be located right next to Death Valley National Park in Central California. But maybe this one I'll have to start right here and have myself with the Chevrolet Corvette CR1 6th generation 2009. Just have to go in last use, and I almost forgot to let you guys know about the upcoming Dispenser Camp liveries, as I still been work hard until the lineup progression is about to get closer to be complete soon. But it takes time, so just have to let you guys know, as DreamArt livery style dispenser, we might need to take the last one for the Mercedes AMG GTR 2017 with Sade. It's going to be the 18 Dispenser Camp contestant from Season 4. But it takes time. Just had to let you guys know. Now let's do a driver pose and get myself and have the visor will be set and close. Give the shutter speed by 125 seconds and make that background to go clear. Well, much more clever as it gets, but the shaded background is just much more beautiful out there in California. Let's give that picture a rendering and have the second one. We'll go for the next one. Okay, let's do it, and maybe I'll have to go in Route 395 to have a good place to be here. But just only have one moment, and I'll have to grab the Dodge Super V 1970 to give it a go. But much more wonderful, and place my guy right here, right next to the gas station. But it maybe turns out to become as abandoned, but however, this kind of a building has been turned out to become as a small store. But I bet it actually does matter to have a good title in God Bless America. Just to get my guy and close the visor. Okay, there you go. Let's take the second picture, quick rendering, and voila. One good old-fashioned American car with a UDRS Inspirtec. This will save to my library, as I will have to take a good scene on view out there to take the third one. So this spot should do very well to have a good place in the mountain scenery. But one more stop to go. But I know I just really think about preparation to have some upgraded parts if I need to be ready up and go with some 3 races for a brand new part of the event challenge. So let's have the Toyota GR Super RC 2021, and this time not without my guy, and have the different appearances to go for sports car only. Just have to choose anywhere and pick a perfect position. But this should do well and have a good background scenery in the mountains. And there you go. Third picture of this month, and give the rendering will have to be placed up, and I'll have to update it later on. So I really think about 20 new escape location background in California to be located around in Lone Pine, but perfectly beautiful, and I kind of think about this good kind of a location in Route 395, and also yet to have a good place on the building known as the Jerky Shop. It used to become as a gas station by decades ago until becoming as a small business. But yes sirree, I'll have to give this image background to have a favor, and I'll have to come back again to have a good part of the image we'll do for a 3-car collection quest. So that should do very well to have a good feature for a brand new escape location, Lone Pine in California. Then it's time to go race and have a good look on 3 new races for the update as the progress for myself to go back in 98%. So 85% in Japanese FF Challenge for 50, and also for the Racer Turbo Sports Car to go seen in 87%, and then Lightweight K-Cup to be stopped at 80%. But maybe I have a better idea, but why not just have to go for a small one first, then crossover SUV, and then Professional Tune Car will take the last one ever yet to be drilled and go for the lineup in order. But look closely viewers, when doing one lap in Nürburgring Nordschleife Alp, the maximum reward will have to go by 100,000 GT credit. 100,000 GT credit, and this is going to be quite good, amazing, and interesting if you're a fan of lightweight K cars to have this event. But go ahead, and I'll have to be preferred to go for some regulation, and performance point might need to go in 400 or less if you're about to prove yourself to go faster up, and give this one will be bring out for the element of surprise. So I got everything all set and bring out the setting sheets. We'll go additional by 1 in lightweight K prep work to go with comfort soft tires, full control computer, high RPM with anti-lag system. Might have to be set into weak. Got to go calculate into 398.76. Added with a racing intercooler, exhaust manifold and racing type. Brake pads set into racing category. In that case, that you might need to do some proper balance and engine tuning and 3 stages of bodywork. So let's give the M1 RS 2022 a go. And looks like Baleo Gallo is about to be ready to join the fun. One lap in Nürburgring Nordschleife Alp for the Japanese K car is about to go cruising and racing to go focusing to have a good effort to make a good finish line in first place. But this will get longer, faster, and challenging up with some few other corners, including the main sign advertisement is still been remain for the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra will be coming up soon. But we still have to take time to be patient out there viewers, but I know it's going to be a very long time to be wait until the major step of the update will go full in major. But looks like Baleo Gallo has arrived in position 9 on the starting grid, and let's give the pre-race interaction to go for the details about the Honda M1 RS 2022 will give a roll. I'm Baleo Gallo, the 2021 World Champion from Italy. Today, I'm riding in one of Honda's famous micro hatches, the 2nd generation M1 RS, or sports grade model. Way back in 1967, Honda had a hit with an N360K car. The M1 carries the spirit of that car into the present. This RS model was designed with an emphasis on driving, and it was the first K car to offer with an FF turbo plus 6MT setup. Much has been said about its 6-speed close ratio gearbox, which, like that of the S660, put some prep in its step. Not only does this car look nice, with its sweet black trim, but you will be amazed how sporty it feels given its size. Size matters for every Japanese K-car, Berleo Gallo. I kinda think about this good kind of a livery you made and currently to be serving as an opponent. But I'll be your challenger, and this race is gonna get much more longer out there to be cruising up and go on a tour around in Nordschleife Alp. So everyone is all here, including with some few opponents in the Suzuki Carry KC 2012. This gets much nicer, awesome, and well basic will turn advanced to go challenging up in full K-car competition status. So first hands-on impression coming up, and I'll have to take the last position to go rolling start in 20th if it's going to be going a long way for another to have a loading times will go motion and respond. But that would be doing much more possible to have a place in 16th position, but however, this will have to do only in the custom race. So first and final lap coming up, and let's bring this K-car to go full size and 4-door sporty in style. Now I really think about this good kind of an N1 RS is well been designed and go label in sporty. But the letter N in normal is very good to be categorized to have a good kind as a second generation to go way back from the 1960s. But furthermore, with its chassis, it actually does have a 4-door size to be well drivable to go racing up on the cruise and go on the main course to be on the main first step to be racing in the Nürburgring. With this kind of an interior dashboard, I kind of think about this good kind of a dashboard detail turns out to be nice and very different as you may ever see the GPS to be seen in the center. What I kind of like about this good kind of a Japanese K-car is much more labeled as a long-time successor. But even perhaps the first generation from the 1967 is going way back in what's used to become as the N360. But this kind of an NRS, this one is becoming as a new golden age era for the 21st century. So I have to get focused and gonna have to get a good eye on 3 kinds of Suzukis with 2 Cappuccino and 1 for the Jeepneys XC 2018. Steady as it goes, and here comes the break zone as I'm about to catch up on Jun Hashima in 11th place. Drive well to be careful, and there's the sign right over here on the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra advertisement before moving on in the next sector. Okay, going all the way. Looks like it's going to do the same 16 car grid participation for every kind of Japanese K cars. But this should do very well to be driving in front wheel drive layout because of its drivetrain is going to be much more different in all-wheel drive platform. And there's Yusuke Goto in 8th place. Gonna have to catch up to him. Okay, good on the defense, but much more good on the handling out there to see this N Sport is going title in RS type. So I really bet the weather forecast is about to get changed up from sunny day to partly cloudy, so I had to get closer towards Berleo Gallo's current position in 7th place. There he is right now. Got the race hard and survive in the green hill for only 1 lap is going to get a little bit more tougher to go steady up at the risk. So I have to keep my hopes and strategy out there. This race is about to go face up and intense by the heavy rain. Okay, got a good eye on him. He's driving with a wide body kit on the Honda NRS, just like the non-wide body specific as I'm currently using it. So let's skip this one and do for a one-on-one showdown to go for the battle in 7th place, so I have to be on my way. Let's pull off the torque and wait until the rain forecast is going to get a little bit more heavy on the wet. Okay, good overtake on the Daihatsu Copen RS. Moving on in 6th place. Come on, Berleo Gallo, you can do it. you still got this one for the new Honda NRS 2022 is a good ways to fulfill your driving opportunity to be mastered to have a different element on the VTEC engine. Okay, steady as it goes. Looks like P. Leonore in 4th place, and that means Board T. Yamanaka is going in to have an overtake to be around on the main position. So here comes the rain, and better brace yourself. The wet surface is about to go for a heavy on effect. Okay, next sector on the way. Gonna have to catch up to Ryota Kokubun in 3rd place for the Honda S660. 2015 is going in. But my gosh, just made it on time before the rain just comes in. It's only down to 16.2 seconds left. Almost there to catch up to Takuma Minasono and Igor Fraka in 1st and 2nd place by 10.1 seconds within. Got to keep it nice and steady. It's going to get a little bit heavy on the asphalt and drive well to be safe. With all the kinds of comparison between the wide body and non-wide body specific when using the Honda NRS 2022, the good kind to have a Japanese K car to be featured to have a layout and front wheel drive. But I wonder what happens if this car can actually to be converted into a 4-wheel drive layout. But who knows that everybody really think about this K car is a good kind of a batch will be cooking up and fresh chin to go fresh on the third. So I had to take the carousel to go cruising all in. Just wait until the rain stops. This will get slower, heavy, and speeder to go partially to keep it nice and careful. Just keep pushing, going all the way, and distance gap is going to decrease shortly by 8.1 seconds to go. So, well, the moment out there to have that rain forecast is just been cleared and zip around to have a subsided moment, and that will have to take some few minutes until the asphalt will might need to take up time to dry. But we're not yet out of the rain yet. I just still got this one to be stay in 3rd place any way I can. Just listen to the splash out there when the rain comes in and go pour it all in. There we go. 2nd place, here I come, and almost there towards Igor Fraka in 1st place with using the Suzuki Cappuccino 1991. Got to keep it nice and slow and make that push. Just wait until the windshield wipers is about to be finishing up soon. First race is going way up the hooks to have some few parts will go improvement. Okay, steady as it goes. Looks like this is gonna go well light basic to go for a piece of cake. Just have to keep it dive in. Almost there to have some few more corners left to go until the straightaway will be going on the straight. It's going to get a little bit more faster and tougher out there. Just keep a good eyes on the time progression. It's about to go early into nighttime. Well, I kind of like about this event that also brings up with time progression by starting out in afternoon and wait until by the early evening. So I had to keep going and just have to wait until the opening spot. Got this one right off the chart and go pushing up towards the apex to have a good stepping stone on the left and overtake to put myself to go in the lead. So there you go. I got 1st place. Now, next corner will be proceed to the right as the straightaway is coming all the way. So let's give the Japanese K card to go for a drag race, and the straightaway is going to be the perfect offense just for you when you're going to use any kinds of specific Japanese K cards, including with a Honda NRS 2022. But I kind of think just have to sit back and feel the drag run for every K cards to have a nice scene in the sunset to go on the horizon. And there's the castle right over here to be passed by at the right. Just wait for it, and there it is. But much yet to be clever to enjoy to have a good 4-door K card to be added to GT7 for the game. But I know you guys really think about to do some much more possible ways to get up and have some more requests with some more sports car or race cars that would be doing much more expansion to go additional. But even if so, I know you guys really think about race cars should be very much more important to be added to the game, just like with some few other Le Mans hypercars to be placed as Group 1. But we still might need to take time, and here comes the final corner. We'll take the finish line to be cleared by the checkered flag podium. And there we go. First place and 1 lap is doing well to be achieved, and basic up to bring out with some optional parts if you can actually to go achieve in the golden record. But much more fun to amaze, and lightweight K card to be dominate in the green hell to go proving up, and basic proving grounds will be put yourself to go for the advanced difficulty by over 10 minutes, adding up by 11.230 seconds to go label and faster lap time. So they did well, and especially for Berleo Gallo to be currently to be ending up in 10th place. So I had to keep up, and a few other opponents might have to go work up and race hard to be achieved in successful ways. But not as ever to have a possible way to go for a clean racing effort to be finishing up in first place by 1 lap only. But however, it's all about to take one good hands-on impression for 3 cars is doing some basic to go for the attention to detail. So that's 13.1 miles for today, and 1 replay coming up to go fresh up the content to be right at the bat. So let's do by 3 minutes and 20 seconds to be take place right over here. Right on cue, and wait until the front part to go capture thumbnail image. So I have a good eye on to Honda M1 RS is right over here for the scene, right next to the Daihatsu Copen RS. Just have to give it a short moment, and there you go. So with that, viewers, one good kind of a Japanese K car has been added to the game, and importantly to have a first part of the race when taking on in Nürburgring Nationalalp as the final step of the event if you're about to go plan by plan to be masterful to have a full walkthrough of your very own. But consider this a replay saved by the content and brings out with some comparison differences between both versions on the Honda M1 RS 2022 with a wide body and non-wide body specific. So let's go to our stage on the test course for the Japanese FF Challenge 450, and then Fuji International Speedway for the Racer Turbo Sports Car will be saved later on, as I got one secret weapon to go ultra high RPM turbocharged for the R34 Skyline GTR C-Tune 2005. Then let's have the Nissan Qashqai Tecna e-Power 2022 for challenge race number 2. We'll go forward direction in our stage test course. But just in case, I'll have to purchase to be using on 3 tire compounds in sports category, just to have a color bud to go for only 1 part adding up because of the hybrid powertrain. So the engine model is the KH5T-Qashqai that has to go for aspiration and turbocharged for front wheel drive that produces to go by 187 horsepower. But only have 1 part to be additional to go adding up, so I got full control computer will be converted into 198 that update by the acceleration performance in 16.60, 29.94, and 9.67 to go up by almost in 93 miles per hour to get up by 100. Let's give a little bit more calculated performance and have a good placement in 464.96, or I'll have to go for Sports Soft compound tires to give a pack a punch. But there you go. That's 483.78, and that should do very well to go rearing up and have the hybrid crossover SUV to be joined up front to take 5 laps around the course in the test layout. So strap yourselves in, viewers. We're about to go forward and outstage test course to take on in turn 2 and 3. 5 laps, and looks like Hiroshi Okamoto is about to be ready up to go, but the Nissan Qashqai is about to have another round to go additional by a hands-on impression for car test challenge number 2. But this is going to be a powertrain layout to go label in hybrid, and here he is right now in position 7. Let's give him a warm welcome and pre-race interaction before the second race will be getting on. Hello, I'm Hiroshi Okamoto from Japan. Today, I'm excited to be driving with a cliche SUV like Nissan's best-selling Qashqai. This is the 3rd generation model. Take a look at its sharp lines and unique headlines. Doesn't this car look fierce? Powered by Nissan's patented e-power technology, it is a hybrid vehicle combining with a gasoline engine and electric motor. Moreover, the engine is a BC turbo, the first of its kind with a groundbreaking variable compression ratio system. Environmentally friendly and a pleasure to drive, it's pretty much the ideal SUV. That will be a very good moment out there to have a basic kind of a road car to be outfitted and categorized as a hybrid powertrain vehicle for a crossover SUV. Good to have you on board, Hiroshi. This race is going to get down to do the basic and epic layout to go for SUV hybrid powertrain. So let's go for the rolling start and get prepared myself. 3-second countdown to have a good hands-on impression to be driving with a Nissan Qashqai to go epic on hybrid run. So first corner coming up to go overtake at Jake Jenkins in the Mazda Demio SD 2015 before catching up to the Toyota Prius G 2009 in position 8 driven by B. Scott. Time to switch it to have a good look inside to this interior dashboard and look ahead before turn 2 and 3 will go challenging up to be approaches by rolling up the downhill. Got a good eye on Okamoto, so I have to keep a good eyes on the handling. Dive down below and going quicker up to be drive mode to be straight and focused before overtake is moving on in 7th place. Alright, that was a close call, and I really think about this good kind of a handling when using with this good hybrid crossover SUV is going driving in style. But it still actually does matter to see this good kind of a crossover SUV to be added to the game along with the Mazda CX-30 X Smart Edition 2021 and Honda CR-V as a 5th generation. But this kind of a particular model is the 3rd generation to be designed in Japan and Europe. But however, on the right hand side, it also shows for the top speed and setting up in drive mode to be labeled in sport. But it actually does to be quite good to be driving on the course to be well drivable to see how you can handle well to be compatible and see which one can actually have to face up with some tight turns and corners to deal with the elevation. But it takes basic by basic to have this brand new part of the event in Japanese FF Challenge for 50 after Tokyo Expressway. So I have a good eye on Suzuki Swift Sport 2017 right next to the 1993 Honda Civic SIR2 EG model. Got to take it outside and aim towards the inside of the apex where to go clip up and go straight forward to take the dirt lap in the next run. So that's 1 minute, 2.647 seconds, and heading up to catch up on Robert Heck in the Mazda CX-30 in 1st place. And there's the 1997 Honda Civic Type R EK model in 2nd place. He's going for it. Moving back in sector 2, we'll have to take turn 2 and 3 again to go rolling up in the downhill. Got to steer well and maintain to go steady by the handling. Alright, that's more like it. So I got the upper hand and double up will go passing 1st position in the lead. As you may ever think about crossover SUV, but why not just have to put your own race event? Is going to be quite impressive out there to have your own event specifically when you're going to use it in custom race. But I don't know if it's going to be having a one brand new event. It's going to be quite exclusive for crossover SUV to have 3 races all at once. But many ideas and other plans for itself, but I know how crossover SUV is very more interesting from other racing games like the Crew 2 and Forza Horizon. But only in Gran Turismo 7, but I bet every other GT players might have to be preferred to have a better kind of the best cars to go in racing category. But we'll have to see soon enough, but we might have to keep a good roster on the lineup list because of all kinds of good features that will be coming to GT7. So Port Lab is going to be coming right on the chart. Wait until the final corner. We have to go smooth up in the racing line to have a good QH is doing some good ways in front wheel drive style. But I did very good out there to have it under a minute and goes right up to be updated in 58.458 seconds. So here comes the final lap. Let's bring it home and bring the QH Kai to take home the podium. But looks like Okamoto is still remaining in position 8, so he might have to step it up and catch up to Igor Fraka soon. So it's about to go cruising up around on the test course. This one of the event is going to be well driving to be basic and drive hard to be very careful. Alright, that should do well, and all clear from turn 2 and 3. Very challenging to go for a major step to be racing like you're about to go ride in a roller coaster. But the handling is doing well basic up and drive well to be safely when you're on drive mode. But it actually does to have a short amount to go power up to be using an amount of battery. So there goes the finish line to be reaching up in first position, and kart test challenge number 2 is all clear. But much yet to be clear as ever, but it takes 5 minutes, 3.22 seconds, and I got myself to be placed in 58.458 seconds. But only one more thing perhaps, just have to go testing in session before the real challenge will go master with a hybrid crossover SUV to help myself to go obtain in first place. So the progress is ongoing by 99% and just made it on time before tomorrow's weekly challenge. We'll have to take the 4th week of July, is gonna have to take the new ones. We'll go for a fresh off the start. So that's 6.7 miles to be updated by the recent from 26.5 into 33.2. Now onto the replay, just to go in 40 seconds to be seen take place early. But right over here, viewers, got a good eye on both Nissan QH Kai to be take place right over here as I'm about to switch up onto the better perspective view. But I'll have to give the captured thumbnail image, will be ready up and have that spot to go right here. But a bit much more closer, might need to have a better view. So there you go. Just have that spot right here and go for a scene frame to be right on the scene. Just only have one good image and second replay content to be saved, and there you go. We'll have to go obtain to be moving up forward to have Racer Turbo Sports Car will be coming up as the last batch of the car vehicle test will be moving up in Fuji International Speedway. But this time, the Nismo R34 Skyline GTR Scene Tune is coming up, and this will might have some turbocharged vehicle to bring out to have a good eyes interest for the contender opponents. I'm so born ready to do this, viewers. Race number 8 and Racer Turbo Sports Car is going to get a lot of more action-packed sports car to be filled to turbo, as I will got some plans to be prep up to bring out one secret weapon. But before that, when using the Nismo R34 Skyline GTR Scene Tune, the tire compound to be set in sports medium compound by default, so this will have to go adding up in sports soft instead, and just have to bring out the go for extra turbocharged wheel filled to ultra. For the engine model is the RB26 DETT Mod C2-C Tune, it also do very well to go by 493 horsepower to be default by performance to be adjusted into 612.25. So I got everything to be set and updated to go adjusted and make it into 785 horsepower. But that should do enough to have a one good drag race acceleration by turn 16 to turn 1 at the TGR corner. Time to go for the last race, and number 8 for Racer Turbo Sports Car as the progress to get back to 100% recomplete. This will do 5-lap challenge, and it's going to get a lot of awesome out there to have one good contender sports car to be joining session. So Yusuke Goto will be ready up to go for the same Skyline GTR R34 C-Tune to be prepared to be shown on the starting grid. So there he is right now in 10th place, and I see him right here and one pre-race interaction coming up to go for the details. Hello, I'm Yusuke Goto from Japan. When I learned that I'd be riding in this R34 GTR C-Tune, my heart skipped a beat. Why? It's a Nismo masterpiece. Based on the R34 Skyline GTR, this Tour de Force was built with used models that were retooled from the ground up. Spot wheels and CFRP parts have added to its rigidity, while exterior considerations have boosted its speed and cooling. Powered by a GT500 class 2.8-liter RB26 DETT, this is a GTR that unites its speed of a racer with durability of a road car. The racing heritage roots from the 1999 to 2002 just been comes together, and the 2005 made by Nismo is well been tottled up to go seen on the tube. But I hope this is going to be a very good moment to have a good kind of a Skyline tuned model go to. This race is going to get much more awesome and get better out there. Let's see how it turns out, and ready up for myself to go challenge in 16th place before 3-second countdown. We'll go ultra high turbocharged RPM to go high speed straight. So first turn coming up, so I have a good eye on Mikao Hisao after overtake Ep Knox in the Toyota GR Yaris RC High Performance 2020. Stopping in at turn 2 and wait until turn 3. We'll be coming up before the brake zone is about to go respawn and have some used parts and the handling to be still remain to have a base model for the R34 Skyline GTR. For the remaining sound of the RB26 DETT is still have a good pack-a-punch feeling out there to be designed an outfit to see this kind of a Scene 2 model was been specifically designed by Nismo. But the handling is still have the same element just like the original model, and also you have to have the bearing element from the GT500 spec from All Japan Grand Touring Car Championship back from the 2000s. But still have some good styles and still plays up to becoming as a professional tune cars because of the badge model to be seen on the rear. But look closely to see this update interior view to go on the scene at the dashboard. But much more impressive, and have the steering wheel will give this good kind of a makeover treatment. But as you may ever see from this part of the vehicle from the Gran Turismo movie in the end credit scenes, but that should do very perfectly to have this one to be brought into life in Gran Turismo 7. But also yet, right next to the Nismo 400R as I'm about to catch up to Ethan Lim at position 11, just have to give one Nismo by overtake another Nismo, and here is Yusuke in 10th place. Got to go fast and move forward to take the second lap. We'll be on the lookout for an incoming time attack. So I had to hold on to my brakes. First turn at TGR corner is going right at the chart, and just have to stay well to remain focused. Okay, there goes one opponent off the track. Just have to let you know, don't get yourself too fast. You might have to keep it careful because the brake zone is going to be your helping guidance when you're entered to have the 8 race in Racer Turbo Sports Cars. So moving on to have 100R in turn 4 or 5 is coming up. Robert Heck and BMW N2 competition towards turn 6 at the hairpin. Keep it nice and slow and amp up the RPM turbocharger to be reinforced will give that speed by around in over 700. But that would be truly remarkable to have this good professional tune car to be racing in Kyoto Driving Park Giwa to be featured in the lap time challenge. But speaking of which, I'll have to take a look for myself after the race is all done by the progress to get back in 100% recomplete. So almost there, down to 12.6 seconds to go, so I'm about to catch up to Emily Jones in 6th place, right next to Baleo Gallo and Daniel Solis in position 4 and 5. Let's take the Panasonic to go in turn 16. Keep it nice and slow, and wait until the element of surprise will go faster up at the RPM speed of range. Looks like Donovan Parker has took the faster lap time, so I'll have to take it by 1 minute and wait until 53 seconds for the call out by predicted. If I stand correctly, so that should do by a minute, 52.803 seconds. Let's pull out the brake, nice and neat. Keep that good use handling to be stay right at the bat and have some few opponents where to get down on the racing line to do the drill. So looks like T. Yamanaka has already come this far in 2nd place. He's getting closer to reach up to Donovan Parker in 1st place, where the Ford Escort is now been currently to stay on the defense. One for the GR Supra versus one Group B road car is now been fresh up the bat. So I see 2 of them right now pass by in 300R corner before heading back in turn 10 at the Dunlop chicane. A bit much more challenging, but almost to be easy as it is. Let's step it to the 11 and go exit at turn 12. But man, this Skyline is now becoming as a professional tune car to have this final moment before the R35 GTR just came out in 2007 prior to GT5 Prologue. But still popular for the Skyline as itself, it still remains to become as a true JDM sports car heritage along with some competitive manufacturer sports car brands. So I had to sit back and feel the drag run before the 3rd lap will be finishing up soon, as lap number 4 will be stepped in to go achieve to be faster momentarily. And there we go, only 1 minute, 47.991 seconds, so I'm about to get closer to Yamanaka's current position and Donovan Parker's to be right seen and right now to be on the scene. But as you may ever think about the different versions onto the R34 Skyline to have the standard and professional tune model made by Nismo. But keep that in mind, viewers, you might need to keep racing some more to have some more currency credits to get this one before visiting in Brent Central that comes in to have 3 million credits. It actually does to becoming a most highly expensive in the game, just like all the other race cars, to be well placed up to be in the top price of the list. But don't worry, you still might need to have the best time to go racing up in WTC events from 600, 700, or 800 if you're about to go full pro and Spa Francorchamps in 24-hour layouts. Just have to take one race at a time, and be sure to do your best if you really want to get this one to become stand to go for a requirement to be up in 3 million. Just to see how it goes, and this one is quite amazing to have that tune car to be rearing up to go faster, to have 2 different versions to go for a non-wide body or wide body to be designed on the track. So I have to keep going to have a good eyes on Donovan Parker in 1st place. His Ford Escort RS Cosworth is still quite doing well since racing up from Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. So halfway there is going to be closer soon enough until the final lap is about to be stepped upon to its arrival. I totally got this one. One good ultra high turbocharged RPM is the best recommendation for myself for the moment in the update. So here comes the final lap. This is it. Just came in first and just have to keep well defended for myself as I will give it all I got. Come on, still got this one to stay focused on turn 3 to go right back in Coca-Cola corner. It's doing well, impressive, and strategy is going to take a good third vehicle for attention to detail to have a good master with the Skyline GTR to be designed in Nismo title. Still got a good same handling effect, just like the old one, and still remains to have a nice professional tune model as well to have a good preferred to have a comparison to see which one is better. But both of them is everybody else's to have its own correction guess. But can't argue with that, but this update is going to be quite good to have a fresh kinds of 3-car Japanese vehicles. So I'm about to take on the 13th by doing 3 more turns to go. Just follow the line and stay well defended by 4.2 seconds as I still got this to go cheap in first place by the finish line in car test challenge number 3. Let's take the Panasonic, cruising up, and very drastically to have this tuned vehicle to be full stretch and coming up to get there and beyond. But very much more different versions to have some different platforms to this R34 Skyline like the Mines and other kinds of JDM tune cars to be specifically led by some other aftermarket brands. So there you go, viewers. The R34 Skyline GTRC tune just took the podium and made it on time to be reached in first place. But wow, this kind of a tune model is just going well and impressive to be giving a C tune to be remarkable. So it takes 9 minutes, 11.22 seconds, and dirt lap times the charm to go faster for the update to be labeled in 1 minute, 47.991 seconds. Terrific, and Japanese World Car terrific to be brings up with one professional tune car. So with that, event number 8 for Racer Turbo Sports Car has been done and complete once again to have 135,000 GT credit to go adding up by claim bonus. So 56.7 miles for today, and last part of the content replay to have a good showcase by presentation to go down in the duration to do a capture thumbnail image on the book. So it's going to be take place right around in the middle of lap number 3 to towards the end, just as to skip it by 20 seconds or more. Alright, just have to go one thumbnail image to be captured and wait until the next one. Just have to get zoom in, and there it is right now. Okay, perfect and wonderful. So that's car test challenge number 3 is complete and done, and there you go right now to have a good consideration to be placed by the update to get back in 100% complete. It's going well nicely for the update, viewers, but I know all the changes might need to be putting up with the logo for Suzuka Circuit is still pending on request. But after all, event directory is going right back in 100%, and this will be the perfect time to have a good look on car collection before heading back to the GT garage. But man, all that hard work, and one more thing perhaps, just have to take a one stop by visit in sport mode by the GIF icon just to be received to have a good recap finishing up from Fuji International Speedway for the 2016 Group R GT 4.2. And there you go, still remain by 1 minute, 43.666 seconds in position 6,889 place by 2 million GT credits has been going up on the gold record into 107. So going right back in 70 million, and I still work hard to be pending on Honda N 2025 Vision Gran Turismo at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. So folks, this will go for a brand new lap time challenge for the Nismo R34 GTRC Tune 2005 in Kyoto Driving Park Yamagiwa in forward direction. But the gold record and 2-week period has been open in about 13 days to go. But the gold record might have to take a good requirement to go meet by conditions in 1 minute, 45.962 seconds. but more importantly, just to make sure to race hard and go well, focusing up the goal achieved by a progression in comparison to top cars in 3%. But I'll have to take time to have some more upcoming content videos that related to the lap time challenge, and then this will might have to take a good review on outcome by 3 cars for today's update of this month. Then let's go back to the GT Garage. Car Index review will might have to take a good look by additional for 3 notification. Let's start out for the R34 GTR C-Tune 2005. This GTR bows out with the Ultimate Complete Tune model. Very good to be labeled as professional tune without being titled as a road car. But this good kind of an R34 Skyline has been welcomed to the game, is very well embraced to have the elements from the professional tune car and still have the element from the GT500 expertise. But look closely, as you may ever gonna have to take a good reading on description for the info. But after all, only 19 units were produced, including with the original prototype, but the R34 GTR C-Tune remains, without question, Nismo's crowning achievement among the second wave of GTR models. But still have a good roots, heritage, and a history about the R34 Skyline for the C-Tune is still becoming as a professional tune concept prototype. Now, for only 2 kinds of Japanese vehicle for the 2022 model, let's have a good review on Nissan Qashqai Tecna e-Power 2022. Nissan's compact SUV is even better with e-Power. Following up to have a successor as a second generation model from the previous year, and it comes in to have 2 types altogether with the road car and hybrid car. It denotes one of the higher model grades in the lineup. This trim comes generously equipped with larger alloy wheels, ambient lighting, and a head-up display, all included as standard. But much more brilliant, excellent, and 2 different kinds of versions to have the base model to be outfit to be adding up with a different kinds of alternative trims to go for a different version whenever you like to feel welcome to have this good kind of a crossover SUV to be specifically on various events such as in Japanese FF Challenge 450. And last but not least, for the Honda M1S 2022. This performance-focused model is a first K car with a front-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and a 6-speed manual transmission. Long time awaiting for a second generation to become out in the 21st century after the first generation from the past since the 20th century. History is all about to have the Honda vehicles that brings out with this good M1 RS after its own true processor to becoming as an N365. With all the details and good kind of a K car to be brings out to have a 4-door version is now been designed to go for a non-wide body and also for the wide body specific. Much more similar to the Honda S660 that has a second and third gears benefit with a heavy duty synchros that has a clutch system was similarly reinforced. So I really bet the dashboard might have to take a good review on outcome, and I kind of think the number of cars has to be updated into 539. But wow, almost there to get up by 540, and that means we'll have to wait soon enough by next month or 2 updates. But we'll have to find out soon enough, but we still might need to have time about the details. About 3 cars is going to be quite going impressive to have attention to detail. So what do you think about July 2025 update? But I know, I really think about the R34 Skyline GTR C-Tune is very becoming as the ultimate moment to have a good look on the model. The features to have some different set of customizations and have Type B with some stock parts to becoming as the original model. Just like the all kinds of different versions on each previous generations of Skyline GTR from R32, R33, and this one for R34 to be designed by Nismo. But we'll have to wait and see. No kinds of car collection menu, just have to be patient and wait until the major update that we have to keep a good watchful eye out, including with the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra might need to take some time, and then this will might need to have an upcoming vehicle in case every Gran Turismo fans and players like you might have to be preferred to have race car only to be planned by a request on the list. but be patient about it. But I know this update that brings out to have a good eye interest with Japanese vehicle will be featured to have some good kinds of crossover hybrid SUV, professional tune car, and one for the Japanese K car like the Honda H1 RS 2022, along with a Nissan Qashqai 2022 with the same year model. But different brands of the manufacturer will always have to take a good kind of a road car and see how it turns out to be tested and make it go forward before tomorrow's weekly challenge by the 4th week of July. So, gotta be ready and wrap it up before at the end of the current video. But looks like my YouTube channel is going up towards 1,000 soon, so I only got 10 more to go. But I can't wait. I still have some other plans and ideas for myself, as DreamArt Livery Style Dispenser is moving on to take the 18th one. It's the Mercedes-AMG GTR 2017 with Sage. Will be the last one for a Dispenser Camp Season 4 character, so I'll have to do this fast, quick, and work hard any way I can until Dispenser Camp Season 4 is about to get closer towards the season finale. Am I gonna make it? I will have to find out soon enough, and this time we'll have to put myself to have the next part of the custom race video. We'll be doing a presentation racing showcase for UDRS and Sportec. But I'll have to leave it to myself, so I will have to keep racing on, stay clean, and have my own plans and ideas when entered in custom race we'll do for a competition and different challenges for a presentation of a showcase. So thanks for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. Glad that you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. Plus, membership is now open to everyone. We'll join to get access for price levels a month with exclusive perks, custom emoji with my OCs, and many features to support the channel by becoming a member. It's the best way to help out with the super thanks as an extra. We'll support and grow. And also check it out on my YouTube shorts that brings out with showcase with my UDRS and Sportec livery, Total Drama fan art, Dispenser Camp fan art liveries, and other various short videos whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again at the next current video. Keep on racing, stay clean.